It's been exactly 5 years since New Mexicans were first allowed to register to carry a concealed weapon, a gun. Unlike carrying a visible gun, New Mexico law requires special training to be licensed to conceal it. And in those 5 years, more than 12,400 people have signed up for that training. They've completed it, and they've been licensed. One of the provisions of the law is that you have to park your gun outside if you wish to go into a place that serves liquor, any place with alcohol. But State Representative John Heaton of Carlsbad says he'd like to change that with his House Bill 105.
It would amend the current concealed carry. Right now, weapons are not allowed in any any facility that serves alcohol. And this was brought to me by the concealed carry people themselves and said that they can't understand why they can't go into a legitimate restaurant and carry their weapon. Otherwise, they have to leave it in their vehicle or someplace else. And it's somewhat of an inconvenience for them to do that. And in a restaurant that serves at least 60% or at least 60% of its revenues are derived from food, meaning that it's a legitimate restaurant. And it's not a place where restaurants aren't a place where people go to get intoxicated. They may have a drink with their dinner, or a glass of wine, and that's typically the MO of a restaurant attendee. So that's the idea of the bill. A number of concealed carry individuals have approached me and wanted me to amend the bill to allow them to carry into a legitimate restaurant.
So the key there is 60% of revenue is derived from food or other things. So it's not a bar per se.
It's not a bar, and that's the idea, and that's what I told them. I said, there are plenty of places that serve food, but are really end up being bars where people go and potentially overindulge, and that's not a legitimate place to have a concealed weapon. And but a restaurant that is a legitimate restaurant where most of their money is being derived from food is not a place where people go and overindulge.
Now, they brought this to you, the concealed carry components, lobbyists, whomever, and they're interested.
None of them were lobbyists. They were individuals, and it was not the NRA. And this provision is available in a number of other states. Texas is an example. Most of the states have a 50% test, and so if they're serving or their more than 50% of the revenues are derived from food, then but we thought that probably 60 was a better number.
Now, there are any number of people who from the very beginning questioned the need for carrying a concealed weapon anyway. What kind of deterrent could that be? Do you have a view on that? Are you in support of concealed carry in general?
I am, very much so. I think that people have a legitimate right to protect themselves, and in particular, women. Women are really defenseless against most men, and as you know, they've been attacked in parking lots and at malls and a whole variety of places, and that allows them to at least defend themselves. So I support it strongly.
And the latest numbers I saw said that women make up the bigger part of the number of people with a license to carry a concealed weapon right now.
And as you know, the number of rape victims and I mean, there are a lot of predators out there, and I think it gives women a legitimate way to protect themselves.
Representative John Heaton of Carlsbad.